You're live.
You can go, Ms. Rump. I'm sorry, Ms. Triplet.
Are we ready? Okay.
Yeah, but Ms. K, the screen needs to, we see like YouTube stuff. There it is.
Okay, here we go. Good evening. Welcome to John Lewis Invictus Academy Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of the John Lewis Invictus Academy Go Team to order at 5:07. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take roll.
Okay, please respond present when your name is called. Ramon Garner,
Present.
Amber Williams,
Oh, I'm sorry, present.
Sable Lomax,
Present.
Taisha Laster,
Present.
Rosalind Triplet,
Present.
Cabrisha Rump,
Present.
Roy Cogdell,
Present.
Rejoice Jones,
Present. Good afternoon, everyone.
Dr. Mark Vinson,
Present.
and myself, Ms. Haddock. Yes, there is a quorum present. Madam Chair.
Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and go with the first action item. The first action item of business is to approve the agenda. This will provide you with the copies are here. If there are any changes to the agenda.
Nope.
No.
Changes to the agenda. Okay. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second.
I second.
All in favor, please say yes.
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 Okay. All opposed,
Yes.
say nay. Any abstentions? You have it, Ms. Hatter?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to do the approval of the previous minutes. We will review the review and approve the meeting minutes from the last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections?
No.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes?
Motion to
Motion.
approve.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor, please say yes.
Yes. Yes.
All opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? We read, Ms. Hatter?
Yes, it's noted.
Okay. The next action item is going to be the update meeting calendar for February date. And I was informed that we have 2 dates available, and those dates will be Monday the 13th or Thursday the 16th, and that is because of the principal staffing conference. So we would have to take a vote on the date that we would prefer to meet in February. That's going to be Monday the 13th or February the 16th, and that's a Thursday.
Are we voting on that?
Yes,
I vote for the 16th.
16th, Thursday,
Cabrisha Rump
Ms. Hatter.
also vote for the 16th.
16th.
I vote for the Monday.
I am impartial to, whatever the most votes gets.
I vote for the Monday.
All right, now this is getting good.
I would say Monday as well.
Monday for me also.
Okay.
Yeah, Monday would be good.
For Dr. V, I'm impartial as well.
Okay.
I'm impartial, indifferent, whichever works for everyone else, I'll make accommodations.
Ms. Haddock, how many? Did everybody have a say?
Yes, so I have, excuse me, I have 5 for Monday and 2 for Thursday.
Okay.
So it appears that we'll move that date to Monday, February the 13th,
Okay.
All right.
based on majority vote.
All right.
Okay. So we're moving to the next action item. That's going to be to approve the strategic plan.
All right. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've already done this.
Okay.
However, we can, well, I guess that's, and I don't want to put us on the spot right at the moment, Ms. Haddock. Do we know? Can we look at the minutes to see if
Yes.
we've already approved? If not, we can definitely work towards that.
We did, we approved it the last meeting.
Okay, so scratch this one.
Okay.
So what about the ranking? The ranking strategic plan priorities? So that's on the agenda as well for action item.
Honestly, we did that too, but is that in the minutes?
Let me check.
Okay.
We have not, your whole presentation is about ranking.
Okay. All right. So we have not done the ranking. Got it. All right.
So Mr. Gunner, are we gonna have a discussion about it, or you just wanna just go ahead and?
Yes, we definitely will have a discussion about it. Let's dive in. So on this slide, it's showing us where we started in the year. Fall 21, we developed our 2021 through 25 strategic plan. Then we had school leadership completed a needs assessment and defined overarching needs for the 2022-23 school year. And then in August of 22 this year, we completed the 2022-23 continuous improvement plan. And now we are utilizing current data. The GO team will review and possibly update the school strategic priorities and plan. So I guess based off, what we said we were going to do in the beginning of the year, what have we done? What's been the results of that? Do we need to pivot right now and make some changes, or do we need to stay the course? So let's, next slide. So, questions to consider based on our school year continuous improvement plan. What are the actions that the school has already completed? So that's one question to consider. And then what data supports the completion of an action step and success criteria, both implementation and student achievement. Next slide. So I know you guys have seen this before. These are our school-wide SMART goals that we're saying we're going to accomplish by the end of this year. So you see by, May of 2023, the following % of students will be developing and above learners on the Georgia milestones, ELA, and end of grades. So for 6th grade, we want to hit 38% developing plus, 7th grade, 43, 8th grade, 49. Social studies in 8th grade is 49. I'm missing the science. We need to have science up there. Oh no, that's 8th grade science right here. And then in the middle, you see 6th and 7th grade math. We want to hit 38% for 6th grade, 43%, 7th grade, 45%, developing plus for 8th grade. And then 23% of students will be developing and above learners on a Georgia milestone, 8th grade science. And then at the bottom, you see where we offer the high school physical science class, we want 78% of our students developing and above learners on the high school physical science test. And then one of our whole child goals is the percentage of chronically absent students. Rates less than 90% will decrease by 5%. So last year we had 64% of our kids to miss 10% or more of the school year. And we want to drop that down to at least 59%. So as we go further, we'll look at currently where we are right now. Next slide. Again, here are our action steps. So we said, beginning of the year, we're going to launch the humanities course in 6th and 7th grade to provide daily interdisciplinary learning opportunities in the content areas of ELA and social studies. We have done that. We're going to implement Tier 1 intervention program aligned to APS standards of service in ELA humanities and math classes daily with Fidelity. We are currently doing that and have done that, and you'll see the data when we get to the ACES presentation. We want to implement strategies aligned to personalized learning core elements of targeted instruction and student reflection and ownership. So we have launched targeted instruction last year. We are focusing right now on active monitoring, which is a part of personalized learning. The student ownership and reflection is the piece that we need to insert. We just completed our second round of MAP testing. And I have requested that the district's insight department create student learning profiles for us. On the agenda for our leadership team tomorrow, we will discuss when do we want to roll this out. Is it something we want to roll out right when we come back after the break? Or is this something we want to save for the beginning of the year? I do want to, have a collaborative decision-making model around that so that we can all decide as a one, school body and then roll that out with Fidelity. But the goal is for every student to know where they stand with their data and what their goals are, what they need to do individually to reach their individual goals. Implement no nonsense nurturer approach as a school-wide behavior management system in all classrooms so that teachers can build positive learning environments. We have done that. That is an ongoing strategy, but it's something that we have inserted in every teacher in our building who has been introduced to that and has received coaching for teachers who needed that classroom management behavior strategies. And then implement accelerated reader to foster students' love of learning and accelerate students' reading growth. We are getting that off the ground. It is not where we need it to be or where we want it to be. We're planning a school-wide launching with monitoring systems currently to roll out in the beginning of January when we return after the holiday break. Next slide. Facilitate weekly interdisciplinary PLCs to build teachers' knowledge and skills in order to implement PBLs twice a week during the school year. We've done that. We currently do that. We facilitate content PLCs twice a week for collaborative planning, DDI, analyzing student work, feedback, lesson internalizations. We currently do that each week. We conduct bi-weekly data analysis on common assessments and identify targeted students and standards to build, incorporate remediation planning into daily instructional frameworks. That is a part of our fiber as well. Sometimes it's bi-weekly, sometimes it's more often depending on what date the common assessments fall on. We provide one-on-one coaching to all John Lewis and Victus Academy teachers to increase the rigor. Teachers do receive coaching cycles from their content instructional coach. Currently do that. And then we provide trainings on PL on topics that are in service of PBLs and personalized learning, including data analysis and reports. We have launched our first PBL. The first showcase will be coming up in December. So again, we have done that as well. Next slide. Assemble a student attendance committee that meets weekly to ensure implementation of school-wide attendance policies. PBL stands for project-based learning. My apologies. Project-based learning. We assemble a care team that meets weekly. We've done that as well. They meet every Monday. The attendance team meets at, I want to say the wrong time, I believe it's 2:45, 3 o'clock. And the attendance team, I'm sorry, the care team meets at 2 p.m., if I'm not mistaken, or 2:30. Every Tuesday. My apologies. Identify most at promise centers through attendance, discipline, and academic data. We've done that, and those students are identified during our addressed during those care team meetings. So those meetings address those at promise students. And then I implement ISS program that includes academics, SEL, restorative practice, and wraparound services. We do have a certified teacher, Mr. Huff, who is our SEL teacher who runs our ISS program. And that's something we're building as we go, but those systems are in place. Next. All right, so the ACES presentation. This is a presentation that each principal has to do with the superintendent and the superintendent's cabinet. So if we scroll up a little bit, Ms. KP, to the first slide. All right, right here is just principal information, years at the school. You can see number of first-year teachers, which I'm really impressed and proud about. We have a lot of new teachers, but they are not first-year teachers. At that time, we had one vacancy. We currently have two. We did lose one 8th grade ELA teacher. We do have an interview. We had one interview last week, and that person was not a good fit. We have another interview this Thursday because we want to be relentless in making sure that we have certified teachers in those positions. At the time, we do have a permanent substitute that is there. That's coming every day, and that person is working with our instructional coach to try and make sure that there aren't any gaps. But again, nothing beats a certified content teacher. So we are working really, really hard. The other vacancy is a paraprofessional position that we have been interviewing for. So we are still looking for a permanent paraprofessional for our one of our autism classes. We are a Wave 1 personalized learning school. Our signature program is STEAM. We are in phase 2, which is in progress. Our targeted date for authorization or state certification for STEAM is 2025. And 2 areas of focus is teacher collaboration and curriculum implementation. You can see our current enrollment was down by about 46 students at the time when this presentation was given. And you can see we have about 40 students that are ELL, English language learners. We have 169 students with disabilities, and we have 16 gifted students. Next. So here's some of the data that we were talking about. If you look at our take rate, this is 2021. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor or not, probably not. But if you can see at the top, it says 2021 in comparison to 2022. So you can see our take rate was 96.3 in September of 2021 when this presentation was done. And you can see where it is now. It's almost 100%, 99.6. Got to shout Miss Houston out, primarily Miss Darden, that whole attendance committee, Miss KP for that work. Our average daily attendance rate is still not where we want it to be. It is higher though than it was last year. Last year at this time, it was only 80.7. This year, it is 84.4. And then students not chronically absent, you can see that number last year. We had 43% of our students that were not chronically absent. This year is going up to 54%. Remember, our goal is 59% by the end of the year. So we have some more work to do, but we are, 11% greater in that area. You look at our out-of-school suspension rate. It is not, again, where we want it to be. However, due to some instances and some things that happen within the school, you have to you have to deal with weapons, if any, unfortunate behavior with, any physical contact with a teacher or anything of that nature. You have to, go the tribunal route. So each time you give a student a tribunal, that's 10 days of suspension, which that number can grow, pretty quickly. So at the beginning of the year, we had some things that happened. We are a school. We don't hide that, nor profess to be a perfect school. So those are some of the situations that we had to deal with. But I'll say that, our team deals with situations very quickly. Our systems and structures that are in place, pretty solid. So when instances like that happen, we're able to use the technology that we have. We're able to, again, deal with those situations swiftly and not have a huge impact on our school day, which is ensuring that quality teaching and learning is happening daily. Scroll up, Ms. KP. All right. So you look at our fall map results. And so we are taking map right now currently. We finished in reading. We started math today, but look at where we were for math fall of 2021, 2022. We had 64% of our students scoring at the beginning range, 31% developing, about 4% proficient and above. And you can see the kids where they came to us this year. So this fall, we cut that down, by 11%. Look at this last red. We haven't taken, spring yet. So that's spring from last year. But look from just fall to fall in the first column. That means we're getting better, right? More kids are scoring out of that red zone, which is what we want. And then look at ELA. We had 62% in beginning last year. And then this year it was 54%. So now what we'll do is we'll take winter, which it'll be winter map results compared to winter from last year. And compared to fall, we want to see, are we maintaining? Are we losing ground? So we want to compare from fall to winter, but we also want to compare from winter to winter, just to see where we were. And are there any trends? Like one thing that sticks out here to me is if you look at the top and for math, in the fall, we had 64% beginning, but something happened, right? In the spring, it went up to 68%, which is not what you want to see. So that could be, test fatigue. It could be kids not taking the test seriously. It could be that we're not adequately preparing them for the assessments, but there was some disconnect there where more students landed in the beginning than in the fall. All right, here is when we were talking about the implementation of intervention, which happens for us in ELA, humanities, and math, can look at where we are. So this first chart where it says Math 180, spring 2022 and fall 2022, that was our daily average. So the district does not require as many minutes as they did last year, and we changed the format. And they want you to have at least 2 days per week worth of minutes that's happening. So if you look at the Math 180 and you just go to the right, you can see where we are spring and where we were fall, right? But again, the mandate isn't as high. So we are doing what we need to do. The district says you have to have at least 2 days. We have 2 days. Look at Read 180. All right, 16.314. So we weren't hitting the mark last year. The district wants at least 2 days. We were hitting 1.5, right? But this year, we're a little bit over the threshold with 2.1 average weekly usage. And then Systems 44 is something that is a program that's very glitchy. But again, the district last year required us to do this every single day. This year they do not, which cuts down the amount of minutes that you have to be on that program. And so you can see last year we were only hitting 1 day. This year we are hitting 2 days consistently. So the last column where it says fall 2022, you see 2 days, 2.1 and 2 days. We are doing what we need to do, hitting those marks for our students.
Mr. Garner, pardon, Mr. Cogdell had a question in the chat.
I'm sorry.
He wanted to know, are the numbers showing how many students have enrolled or unenrolled since the beginning of the school year?
I don't have those numbers on this ACES slide. That is data that we do have. I don't know exactly what the number is right off the top of my head, but that is some information that I can bring back to our next meeting or sooner if the team wants to see that. This again is the same thing that we went over. I had to present to the district, what our continuous improvement strategies were and what we've done. So it's the exact same information that we just spoke about. And then they asked what our highest priority needs were. And we asked for more time for school-specific professional learning to train teachers on new strategies aligned to personalized learning and project-based learning, and then provide them with time to collaboratively plan with their PLCs for effective implementation. We asked for increased student support to assist with student attendance, and then support with monthly staff incentives. So being able to take care of our staff, feed our staff, things of that nature, like we will do this Friday for Thanksgiving. And then here are our Georgia milestones data, end of grade for school year 22. Oh, this is math and ELA. This is a little bit off, not all the way. What I see on our state report, which comes out tomorrow at 10 a.m. We will know we will see if we will end up at the bottom 5% and be on the state school list. So that will be more information that we will discuss at our next meeting, if we are or if we are not. All right. And these are projected proficient and above students on the milestones coming up this year. I believe that's it. I think the last one is about same thing, but for our subgroups, which would be for us. We do have a Hispanic, Latino subgroup, and then our other group is Black students. Any questions about any of that? ACES presentation or any other data? All right. So again, here's our strategic plan, right? And our priorities are on the far left side. So, when we say improve students' master of core content knowledge in ELA, math, science, and social studies as our first priority, that's, really centered around our tier 1 instruction. When I talk about launching a humanities class, when we're talking about this culture of coaching where teachers receive professional learning and receive instructional coaching from their instructional coaches who are content experts or who receive training, then our infrastructure, again, is to go back and have those coaches train our teachers in small groups and through coaching cycles. Again, I always, compare to football, right? A football team is playing on the field. When they come off the sideline, they get coached right away. They don't wait until practice. They're making adjustments right now in the game. And so that's what we do. Our teachers receive feedback and coaching from their instructional coaches. They also, receive feedback from each other during their PLCs when we are internalizing lessons or they're going over the lessons that they create for the week or for a specific day. that's our infrastructure to continue the learning for our teachers and making sure that they have the proper pedagogy and they receive the support that they need and they can help each other. Closing the student achievement gap with general education students and students with disabilities. We didn't talk about this, but one of the I think it's a luxury is that our IRR teachers can focus on one content area. In so many schools, your interrelated teachers or your special education teachers have more than one prep, or they have to teach math and maybe social studies, or maybe ELA and science, or however it's divvied up. Our special education teachers don't have to do that. They can focus on one content area, which allows them to plan and collaborate and focus in that area. That's one strategy that we definitely are using to close that achievement gap. We're full in the midst of implementing STEAM. We have implemented STEAM. Like I said, we've launched our PBLs, and we'll have our first showcase coming up in December. And then preparing all students to have, essential life skills to be self-aware, collaborative, and accepting diversity. Again, through those PBL lessons, they are real world problems that are standard aligned. So it's not like we're just doing these projects, but they are aligned to the standards that the teachers are currently teaching. But they also are giving our students opportunities to think outside the box and to do things that help them with diversity, to help them think about what this community could look like or what it will look like in the future, and how would they plan or how would they do things. So I think PBL, again, project-based learning, is our avenue to make sure that our students are ready for real world and that they're self-aware, and they definitely have to collaborate through that process. For me, I wouldn't change any of the priorities that we have, but again, this is our school. These are decisions that we have to make as a team. Is there something that anybody says, Mr. Garner, have you thought about this? Do you want to, shift anything around? If so, let's discuss. I'll take the silence as just keep going. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cogdell. You can see our priorities around talent management, which this again is a very high priority. Again, we did an outstanding job. Shout out to Ms. Morgan. Shout out to all of our assistant principals. But we did a great job of really hiring some quality teachers, all while maintaining, sustaining and maintaining good quality teachers like Ms. Rump, Ms. Triplett, and Ms. Haddock. So we have a good mixture. Again, not where we want to be, but we do have a good mixture of veteran teachers with new teachers and new to our building. And it seems to be meshing, pretty well. We'll see as the results continue to come around, and we'll have to have more strategy when this staffing conference and the budgets comes around in just a few months. You never know where your funds are going to be, how much funding you're going to have. Are you going to be able to maintain all of the systems and all of the people that you currently have in place? What's our strategy for having conversations with individuals to let them know that we want them to be here and that we need them to be here? And what kind of assets or value add can we add to them? So talent management is really a really, key area that we have to build and maintain. I won't read the rest of everything else to you. STEAM is there, which everything that we're doing now is all of these things are ingrained into what we're doing. I personally wouldn't change anything, but I'm only in my own head. So if it's something that you hear or see that you want to talk about, we can. All right. So Ms. KP, Ms. Triplett and Ms. KP, let me move. So this is, okay. Review the priorities and goals in your strategic plan and reflect on if the expected progress is being made. These guiding questions will help you determine what, if any, updates are needed for your school strategic plan. Are all continuous improvement goals reflected in our strategic plan priorities? If not, which continuous improvement plan goals are missing and should be added to the strategic plan? I believe that they are. I want everybody to have all of this is on our website too. So if you haven't spent time really combing through our continuous improvement plan, our strategic plan, and I want to add our 90-day plan up there as well, if it's not there. But really comb through those and make sure that, hey, are we doing, or is the school doing what we said as a Go team we set out to do around curriculum and instruction, around STEAM, around talent, around culture, right? And think about it this way, the strategic plan is the overarching where we want to be by 2025. The continuous improvement plan is for this year only. So what are we pulling out of that strategic plan that we're going to do this year? That's the continuous improvement plan. And then the 90-day plan is broken down into two 45-day cycles, right? So what are we doing first 45 days? What are we doing the next 45 days? And where's the data or the proof that you're doing it? What process has been made towards the priorities identified in our strategic plan? I think we talked about that. We saw evidence of those things as well. So it's questions again, let's ask. And then based upon available data, are there any other adjustments we need to make to the strategic plan? What are our thoughts around these three questions?
Excuse me, I think the data proves that we are moving in the right direction. I think that we are addressing all that is detailed in the strategic plan, and we're on the right track. As you stated, there is still work to do, but we are moving in the right direction.
Thank you, Ms. Haddock. Any other comments? And we'll know a lot more tomorrow, guys. And as I stated to our team, you know, we grew. Scores are embargoed, but I can tell you that we have shown progress. We grew from where we were in 2019, which that wasn't the trend for the state. Most places went backwards. We did not. Now we're not anywhere near where we want to be, but we did move up. Does that land us in the bottom 5%? I don't know. If it does, we have one question. What are the data points that we have to get off? And then we're going to go at it, right? If we're not, then we're going to maintain and still go at it because it's still, a lot to do. But we'll know more tomorrow. So our next Go Team meeting will be very, very telling to us and where we stand. All changes, updates to your plan. Be sure to include accountability measures as appropriate. Are there any changes that? And if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Triplett, if we do need to make changes, like I said, based off like what we hear tomorrow or anything else that we need to do, we can always come back and revisit this, right?
Okay.
But are there any changes that the team is thinking about at this moment?
None for me.
Okay.
No questions for me either.
None for me as well.
I don't have any either.
Okay. All right, let's keep it rolling. All right. Prepare. Is this the right slide? Oh, I think we already saw this one, right? Oh,
Here.
sorry.
Before winter break.
Okay. Before winter break, Go Team will take action, vote on the school strategic plan, and vote on the ranked strategic plan priorities for 23-24 budget discussions. All right. What's our next meeting date? You know?
January 24th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So we don't do December. All right, the Go Team needs to take action, vote on this updated strategic plan after the motion in a second. The Go Team may have additional discussion. Once discussion is concluded, the Go Team will vote. All right. All right, strategic plan priorities. Use the next slide to capture the priority ranking. Okay, I see. I'm clear. All right. So our highest priority again was for me what we currently have, which is this notion around, it didn't say tier 1 instruction, but ensuring that we have a solid infrastructure for teaching the core content areas, math, science, ELA, social studies, and that we are receiving, quality coaching. So to me, that's still our highest priority, like making sure that the instruction that we're giving to all kids is standards-based and that the appropriate standard that they should be receiving instruction. For me, that's still our highest priority. Don't have any objection to that. I think
No.
the next would be our talent management priority. And these are priorities that are right aligned with our cluster with our district as well. So there's tier 1 instruction, and then there is, talent management, maintaining, keeping our, talented teachers, and then getting more talented teachers as people get promoted or as things change. What's our strategy around making sure we keep high quality teachers? Let me just pull these up so they're in my face too.
Mr. Garner, are these similar to the ones you just went over in the
Right,
report?
so we had like improved student mastery of core content knowledge, close achievement gap, implement STEAM enriched curriculum, prepare all students to have essential life skills, be self-aware, collaborative, and accepting of diversity, talent management, align our school's priorities to support our STEAM implementation, and create a culture of high expectations.
Right. So we're ranking those. I would keep the first one around the core content areas, but I would suggest moving the talent management
up to second.
Okay.
I agree.
Then STEAM, which are things that we're doing.
I like this.
And so the others were close the achievement gap, implement STEAM enriched curriculum and project-based teaching and learning, prepare all students to have essential life skills, to be self-aware, collaborative, and accepting of diversity, align our school's priorities to support STEAM implementation and create a culture of high expectations. So which we name is 3? It's third on the list.
Can we see these on the screen or?
Can we go back, Ms. KP?
But to the strategic plan, Ms. KP.
A couple more slides. Right there, yes. So in that first yellow box on the left, the tab,
The yellow.
yes.
Okay. So a ranking out of 4.
No, there's another page. There were a couple others on
I
the
think
next,
it's like
on the next
about
slide.
7, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I believe that, and I could be wrong, there are different things. So when it says systems and resources, right, we have 2 things listed there, but I think they mean like the entire category.
Okay. Okay.
Correct.
So go back one, Ms. KP, if you don't mind. Yeah. So academic programming to me is still number 1. And then number 2 is still the talent management thing that we said in there. For me, but as we scroll back and forth, if anybody has any objection.
I would put culture 3rd.
Okay. Tell me why.
Yeah, I think I actually probably at this point put talent management first. And I think I just have this perspective of like, the Bulls wouldn't be the Bulls without like Jerry Krause and Phil
Sure.
Jackson. Like you just can't do any of these
Know
objectives.
some stuff. That girl, you didn't say Michael Jordan. You said Jerry
Like you just
Krause.
can't build great teams without like, and I think it's just because like the other things you guys are so good at, but because the talent management or acquiring talent is such a critical piece, like in this particular climate. That's the only reason why I would rank it a little higher. But I agree with the academic part being like number 1 or definitely number 2. And then the culture, again, in order to keep the talent, you have to have like the culture for them to want to stay and for them to have a long shelf life. And then the systems come after that. That would be my thought process of ranking.
What just says talent or academic priorities, then culture and
And then
system.
system.
Any other thoughts? And we got you on this team, guys, to hear your voice. What do you want to see for our school?
I think I would have to agree with her line of thinking, especially if we're looking to improve student mastery and we're talking about closing achievement gaps. We can't do that if we don't have the right people in place. So I agree. I think that we perhaps need to move that talent management piece up to top priority. And everything else the academic programs will fall in line with having the right people in place.
Oh.
Any other thoughts?
So what is that 4? How many do we have?
So just the 4.
Yeah, we have 4 now. Academic talent, culture, system. Okay. Okay, I agree
Talent.
with the 4 that we have.
In what order, Ms. Triplett?
The academic talent coaching system.
Academic talent, culture.
Ms. Williams, I saw you coming off mute.
Yes, I was saying that I agree with what was said.
And I don't have one. I mean, I agree 1,000%. Like they all are so important, right? They all are so important. When you think about, and they come in seasons, right? Like the academic piece, once we pick the team, then it's all about the culture and the academic and the systems. But before you can start the game, like you said, we put so much into talent and maintaining and keeping talent. I don't have any objection to switching it around. I mean, we have to do all of them and we have to do all of them well in order to get the results we want for our kids. So I wouldn't have any objection to that. I think the biggest piece though is where we are right now. We stand pretty good with talent, but again, people are gonna get promoted. People may be on TFA and they may decide, hey, I've done my commitment to that program and I'm on something else.
Yeah.
And then some people may not hear and may not know, how much we do want to keep them here. That's why we have to be very strategic and meet with them and let them know and put systems and structures in place like, hey, you are valuable here. We need
Yeah.
you. We want you to stay here. So I'm good with moving talent management up. Especially in the season that we're about to go in when it's going to be all about budget and who can stay and who's going to stay and all of that good stuff.
Do we need a motion to approve this?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So as it stands, we have talent management is a #1 ranking, academic programs 2nd, culture 3rd, system and resources 4th. Do I have that documented properly?
I'm going to say, now that you bring this up, Principal Garner, I'm thinking to myself, well, they need to know the standards of excellence, right? So the academic programs may feel better because it's like, what am I signing up for? Like, why should I stay? Like, what will inspire me? Like, what's the task at hand? And so maybe the academic piece. I just love to be able to think about these things in depth. So
Right.
I'm totally okay with the one or the two. I know that the
Mhm.
talent one is like a pressing issue for the cluster, but I 100% agree, like that academic part, like what is inspiring us to stay. And that could be like, hey, these are the high goals that we have for John Lewis. And it looks like this. Are you prepared and skilled for this? Because this is
Yeah.
what we're going to do.
Mhm.
So I understand that part for sure. So maybe that first part it's like,
And rejoice to that point. Like now you're talking about culture too, right?
yeah.
We be intentional about, creating a culture that's celebration, joy, and recognition. How we keep each other lifted up. How can we,
Yeah.
provide bonuses for people for doing hard work? 'Cause it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is tough work.
Yes, it is.
So, we have to be intentional about that as well. But that's why I say you have to do everything. Like you got to
Yeah.
do things well. It's hard to say what's #1.
Yeah.
But I am okay, seriously, with moving talent management up because, like you said, once you get the superstars on the team, then now, of course, during the interview phase, you have to let them know what they're signing up for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, start to train them from there. But so we saying we motion to move talent management. What's the order, Ms. Hedda?
Talent management 1st, academic programs 2nd, culture 3rd, system and resources 4th.
So I think, Ms. Triplett, we have to have a motion to vote on that.
Yes. I don't know. I'm still I'm looking at the academic piece first because you have to have a plan in order to get you got to have a plan first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the academic programming would be first. When you walk in the door, you have to have a plan, and then you get your team
To join the
players.
plan. Yeah. Yeah.
The players on your team.
I agree with that. It's like, we're going to win the championship. Who's with me? And then
you got to have a plan.
Yep. I agree. I definitely agree.
We're gonna run the triangle offense, right? We gotta go get some players to run it.
Yeah, gotta know who can really, pull those boards off. Yep.
So with that plan, does that move culture up to 2nd?
I think we can leave it 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Academic, talent, culture, then systems.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That's my vote.
Okay.
We're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. There you go.
All right, so as recorded, the priority rankings are academic programs 1st, talent management 2nd, culture 3rd, system and resources 4th.
Okay. So
Motion to
So we're
approve.
gonna take, Motion to approve.
I second it.
Okay. Are they, for all in favor, say yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, aye, yes.
Okay. All opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? All right, for the part of the rankings, we're going to go with the four that we see here, the academic programs, talent management, culture, and systems. And so, Mr. Gunner, you covered a whole lot up on the discussion item. You
Right.
did discussion items and what else? You have information items as well? All of that was,
All of it's pretty much covered. I know we have parents. We do have opportunity for you to come out and have lunch with your child tomorrow. I sent some calling post out, so spread the word. Got some other events that we're cooking up, and we'll talk more about it as we get closer to those things. Ms. Kirkpatrick, am I missing anything? Had our first basketball games yesterday. Really close games, great crowd. We came up a little bit
Nice.
with our boys and girls.
Nice.
They'll have a really good season. Am I missing anything, y'all?
Fall
are the
festival.
schedules on the website, Mr. Gunner?
Schedule.
Basketball.
Basketball. If not, we'll get them up. I can't answer that. I don't know, but we'll get them up. Fall festival was amazing. Thank you, Mr. Cogdell.
Yeah.
Man, fall festival. I don't know if Ms. Williams was there, but I know Ms. Gaines was there. Ms. Lomax, I'm sorry. We had over 250 parents sign up.
Mhm.
Wow.
400 people there, total 400. Big shout out to Grove Park.
Amazing.
Big shout out to After School All-Stars, Ms. Rump, Dr. Henderson, Dr. V, always, man, providing the entertainment at a super high level. Basketball games, yeah. We are the only middle school probably in the world
Shout it out. Shout it out.
that feels like an NBA game, man. Like, you go to the NBA games, you hear the music playing. That's what we got. We got that right there in Dr. V. Thank you, sir. Anything
Thank you.
wanna
My
say,
pleasure.
Doc? Yeah. Like, Doc loves the what do they call them? Wheels of steel, Doc, is that right?
Yeah, wheels of steel. Still
Yeah.
love to play with the turntables.
Yeah, and the kids love it too, man. So
Nice.
yeah, big shout out to you for that. And everything else you do, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. Anything else I'm missing? All right. That's all I got.
Does anyone else have any announcements? No announcements. All righty, so we have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any
I
additional
apologize.
business? Okay.
I have an announcement. We have DeJounte Murray from the Atlanta Hawks wants to host a turkey giveaway next Tuesday from 3:30 to 7. I'm going to be sending out a flyer tomorrow afternoon inviting the school to participate. And we're looking forward to making it a success.
Nice.
Where would that be, Mr. Cogdell?
It's going to be at Kip Woodson Park Academy, most likely.
Got it. Okay, good deal. All right. Good
But
work.
it's for everybody in our neighborhood, which includes you guys.
Gotcha. All right.
Cool.
All righty, any others? Okay, again, so the meeting has been adjourned. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time?
Nope.
No additional business. All right, the meeting is adjourned.
You guys
Thank
have
you.
a great week.
Have a
Y'all
good
have a great
night.
day.
Have a great day.